Do that again. Take a big full breath in all the way into your belly and your chest. And release it as you feel your shoulders dropping away from your ears. Maybe doing a quick scan of your body just to notice if you feel any soreness or tightness. Sending those inhales to those areas, being gentle and compassionate. From here, go ahead and walk your hands out in front of you. And just allow your head to come down as you feel a stretch through your hips. Continuing to breathe, maintaining that connection. Gently walking yourself back up. Go ahead and twist to look over your left shoulder. Just a nice gentle twist as we warm our body up. And then bring it back to center. If your right foot's in front, go ahead and place your left and vice versa. Sitting in a cross-legged position, sitting up nice and tall, and then allowing your arms to come forward as you let your head come down. Breathing deep. And then gently walking your hands back. You'll take the twist this time over to your right shoulder. And then coming back to center, go ahead and extend your legs out, but let your knees stay pretty bent. You're gonna sit up nice and tall, and then just allow your chest to come towards your legs. Again, you can bend your legs a whole lot here. Head should be the last thing to come down. You might even feel a stretch through your low back. Just breathing into those areas as we gently warm our body back up. And nice and slow, taking your torso all the way back up. Go ahead and take it to your hands and knees for tabletop. So stacking wrists underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Take a second just to kind of move around in this position, get any wiggles out. And then as you're ready, you'll connect to cat. So cat, we're going to press into our hands, arch our back, tuck our tailbone in. And then inhale into cow, bend the elbows, pull your chest through, and look up. Exhale, rounding, tucking, squeezing. Inhale, taking it the other way. Keep going at your own pace. Just connecting and linking those breaths with your movements. Take one more round. And then finding some stillness in your tabletop position. From here, you're going to extend your right arm and left leg. As you exhale, you're going to bring your knee into your elbow. As you inhale, you're going to reach up and out. Exhale. Inhale, reach long. Going with your own breath. 2 more. Connecting the exhale and the inhale. 1 more. Squeeze and hold. Elbow to knee. Extend it out. And then come back down to tabletop. We'll do that on the other side. So extending your arm and leg left and right. Exhale, arch and touch elbow to knee if you can. Inhale, reaching long. Exhale. Inhale long. Exhale. Inhale. You got it. 1 more this time, holding that connection in the squeeze. Go ahead and extend it out and place your hands down on the mat. From here, we're going to move into another movement. We're going to take your right hand. You're going to reach it underneath and towards the wall. And then as you come up, you're going to put your hand by your ear, rotate that chest towards the wall. So reaching under and then opening your chest to the side. Just getting some movement into the spine, low back, upper back. taking it at your own pace. One more round. Opening. And then finally making your way back to tabletop. Any wiggles you want to get out here, you can. Reaching the left arm underneath and through. And then opening up to the side. Moving with your own pace of breath, no need to rush anything. Good, last one. Very nice. Finally, lifting up your right knee. Go ahead and take some knee circles. So almost like you're tracing circles with a pencil on your knee, taking it all the way around, getting full range of motion, and then reverse it. Take it the other way, trying to keep your body nice and stable, just moving through that hip. And when you're ready, go ahead and set it down. We'll pick up the other knee and take it to some circles, just warming up through the hips, sending some blood flow and oxygen. And then reverse it. Take those knee circles in the opposite direction. Good. Take one more. And then placing that knee down. We're going to take it to downward facing dog. So pointer finger forward, pressing into your fingertips. Go ahead and press yourself up and back into downward facing dog. You can alternate pedaling your heels here, getting some tightness out of the backs and the legs. You can also bend your knees here a lot. Being gentle with the backs and the legs here. Go ahead and swing that right leg up and through. Go ahead and keep your left hand down on the mat as you open up to the right. So you can keep that back knee on the ground or you can lift it up. Either way works. Squeezing the legs to the midline as you reach and open the chest. Staying strong through the legs. Stay for one more breath, reaching. And then take it back to the mat. You're going to go ahead and take it to plank. On the knees or on the toes, just holding this plank here for a second, feeling that form. There's a little bit of a lift up in your hips, pressing the floor away from you as your gaze is down on the floor. Take one more breath and go ahead and press it back, downward facing dog. This time you're going to swing your left leg forward in between your hands. Right hand stays down. Left opens up to the ceiling. Try not to dump all of your weight into the wrist. Try and use your legs to support you. So for one more breath, go ahead and take it back to your plank. From here, you're going to alternate bringing a knee into the chest and stepping it back. Knee to the chest, stepping it back nice and slow for some mountain climbers. As you drive your knee as close to your chest as you possibly can with the exhale. Working through the core, the upper body. You should feel it in your shoulders, core. Let's go for 4 more. Here's 4. Here's 3, 2, 1. Downward dog. Press yourself back. Take a little pause. Again, you can pedal out those feet. Take a couple more breaths here, grounding, resetting. And as you're ready, you'll walk your way up to the top of the mat, taking your feet to the edges of the mat and letting your knees bend, your upper body fall forward, head heavy. Lots of options you can do here. You can grab opposite elbows. You can release your neck by shaking it gently. From here, we're going to take it to a halfway lift. So if you can't put your hands on the floor, you're going to straighten out your back, send your hips back to the back of the room. And then go ahead and fold in half again, soften your knees. We'll do that one more time. Straighten out your back, nice long line from your hips to your head. And then go ahead and fold in half again. Go ahead and heel toe your feet to center. Slow motion rolling all the way to the very top. Head should be the very last thing to come up. Very nice. Go ahead and rock back so that you're on your heels. And then rock forward so you're on your toes. And then find somewhere in the center. Right in the arch of the foot. You're going to move through some movement to keep warming us up. We're going to take a breath in to reach up, staying connected with your breath. Exhale, you're going to bend your knees and fold in half. All the way empty. Halfway lift, you can use your shins or take your arms back to airplane. And then taking it down to plank. You can go knees, belly, chest, or just slowly lower yourself down to the floor. From here, take your arms back behind you with your palms down. Go ahead and lift your chest. Imagine there's a headrest behind your head that you're pressing into, gazing right down at your mat, reaching your fingertips and your toes to the back of the room. Stay for one more breath. And take it back to downward facing dog. Take your right foot up. You're going to step it forward into warrior one. Go ahead and grab your weights. So my right foot forward, my left foot back. I'm going to go ahead and lean my torso forward just a little bit, keeping that connection with both feet. The back edge of my left foot is down on the mat. From here, you're going to take your weights and go into a fly. So you're going to open up to the side and bring them down, keeping your core nice and connected. Elbows can be bent just a little bit, keeping a nice long line from your head all the way down to the back of that back foot. Exhaling as you take the arms up. Looking through the shoulders, the back. 3 more. Here's 3. Here's 2. And 1. Good. Go ahead and lift the heel of that back foot. So both knees are bent now. Weights down by the side, going into some lunges. So dropping the back knee and bringing it up. Dropping that back knee, bringing it up. Doing good. Dropping the back knee. You're going to add in a bicep curl. So curling the weights up, releasing them as you stand. Curling them up, releasing them as you stand. Keeping your elbows in close by your side. Dropping that back knee as you squeeze that back glute to keep it involved, not just dumping into that front leg. Great job. Here's 4. 3, keep breathing. Here's 2. And 1, good. You're gonna set the weights down. Take that foot back into plank. From here, go ahead and roll to your right side to take it to side plank. You can drop the bottom knee if you need to, or stay elevated on the feet. If you want to add a challenge, you can lift that top leg, keeping it really active. Take 1 more breath, then take it through center. Taking it to the other side, side plank. Reaching the other arm up to the ceiling, lifting the hips, reaching the arm. Take for 1 more breath. Bring it back in to plank. Lower yourself down. You can take it up to your elbows here. Coming back to your breath, pressing your hips into the floor. Then look over your right shoulder. And then over your left shoulder. Go ahead and take it back to downward facing dog. Make sure those weights are close to the front of your mat before we go there. Pressing yourself up and back. This time you're going to swing that left foot forward into warrior one, picking up your weights before you come up. So back heel is down, back edge of the foot is down, leaning into that front knee. And then I'm going to tilt at my torso, going back into those reverse flies. Up and back. So there's a forward lean in my torso, changing it from a lateral raise to involve some of the muscles at the back. No need to take it any higher than your shoulders. Gaze is down on the floor. Making sure to exhale as you raise those weights up. Going for 4, staying strong in the legs. Here's 3, 2, and 1. Lift up that back heel, starting with just lunges. So just taking it down and up. Dropping the back knee down, squeezing the glute on the way up. And up. So I'm adding biceps. So curling up as you drop that knee. Elbows stay right by your side. Try not to use any kind of momentum or rocking motions. You got it. Here's 4. Here's 3. Keep going for 2. And 1. Good. You can place the weights down carefully. And go ahead and take it back to plank. From here, take your right foot, tap it out to the side, and bring it back in. Left foot out to the side, bring it back in. Just going at your own pace, keeping your core nice and tight. Let's go 4 more. Here's 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Go ahead and drop your knees. Take your knees wide and take a child's pose. So relaxing your forehead down on the mat, reaching your arms and your hips in opposite directions. Breathing again, reconnecting with it if you've lost it. From here, we're going to stay hands and knees. You're going to take your right foot forward. We're just going to be using the left arm for a shoulder press. So if you'd like to double up weights, you can here, or just stay with 1. So finding a nice tall posture first. Your other hand can go to your hip or out to the side. We're just going to press up and take it down to about 90 degrees. Now you can turn your elbow in just a little bit if that feels better. So bringing it forward just a little bit as opposed to out straight to the side. Connecting with exhales as you press. So throwing your balance off just a little bit here by being in this position, making sure you keep your core nice and tight. You got it. There's 8, 7, 6. Keep going. 5, using your breath. There's 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Place the weights down. Let's enjoy that stretch for a second. So you can place your hands on that front knee, feeling that stretch through the back or in the front of your left leg. You can stay here. You can reach your arms up, maybe a little gaze up to the ceiling. Really breathing into that left hip. Take 1 more breath. And then place your hands down and you're going to switch out your feet. So nice and gently take any wiggles out that you might need to before we switch to the other side. My left leg comes forward. Grabbing 1 weight or 2 weights, depending on how heavy you've got. And then taking it to a shoulder press. So squeezing that back glute to keep you stable. Connecting with breath. You got it. No need to take that weight any lower than your shoulder. Try to protect the shoulder here. Core is engaged. Make sure you're not arching into your low back excessively. 8 more. There's 8. 7. Keep going. 6. 5. Here's 4. 3. Almost there. 2. And 1. Beautiful. Go ahead and place the weights down, enjoying that stretch in the right hip. Again, if you want to add your arms and maybe look up, if that doesn't bother you, you can go ahead and go there. And placing your hands down, taking it back to downward facing dog. From here, I want you to pull into plank, hover your knees an inch or so above the floor, and then press yourself back to downward facing dog. Pull forward, hover your knees, and then press back to downward facing dog. Pull forward. Using your core, using your shoulders. Forward, lower. Now hold this position. So you're in a little bit of a hover position here. Hands are staying strong. And then push it back to downward facing dog. Go and lift your right leg up. You're going to exhale, bring your knee into your nose. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, knee to nose or knee to chest. Exhaling. Inhaling, reaching long. Exhale, this time hold it right underneath your chest, squeeze. And then you're going to take that leg across and under. And you're going to roll onto the right arm for star, falling star. So a little bit like side plank, lifting those hips up, reaching through that top arm, and then go ahead and take it back to your plank. All the way down to the floor, and then up to the palms or the elbows, making sure you press your hips into the floor so you're not overarching through your back. Go ahead and exhale back, downward facing dog. This time, taking the left leg up. You're going to exhale, knee to nose. Really pausing for a second or so whenever you bring your knee towards your chest, staying strong through the shoulders and the arms. Exhale. And back. Exhale. Last one, this time pausing, knee to chest. Squeeze, and then take that leg through, rotating open to the left arm as you press your hips up to the ceiling. Pressing into your feet to lift your hips a little bit higher. Take one more breath, and then go ahead and take it back to a child's pose. Taking a reset, catching your breath, grabbing water if you need it. And then gently making your way up into hero's pose where you're sitting on your feet. If this doesn't work, you can go to standing, cross-legged, whatever feels like is a more comfortable position for you, or you can put something underneath your knees. From here, palms facing me, and they're right in front of my chest. I'm going to go ahead and sit up as I turn them and press them up. Come down, elbows in, palms face. Exhale up and press. Squeezing your glutes down and in. This is an Arnold press. Squeeze the glutes as you come up. Nice and controlled. Rotate, press, and down. Open, press. Couple more. Really working the shoulders and the entire body. Two more. Open, up, come down. One more. Open, up, hands together. Good. Go ahead and place the weights at the top of your mat so that we can grab them when you're ready. And then go ahead and take it back to downward facing dog. From here, we're going to move again. So you're going to lift up your right foot, take it forward into a crescent lunge, meaning that back heel is up. You're going to take one full breath to inhale, and then you're going to exhale, take it back to downward facing dog. And then the same thing on the other side. You'll bring your left foot forward. Breathe in as you rise and lift your torso. And then on your exhale, come back down. Taking it at your own pace, working a little bit on balance here, strength of the lower body. Showing it a nice, easy pace, trying to connect with your breath. No need to rush. And we'll go one more each side. Open. My last one on my left side. Taking it back to downward facing dog. From here, you're going to pull forward to high plank. Press yourself back. See if you can take your right hand to your right shin. And then pull forward into plank. Exhale, left wrist towards right leg, wherever you can touch. Pulling it forward again. Exhale, reaching towards the leg. Inhale, pull forward. One more each side. Staying connected to breath, keeping your core tight. And then take it to plank. From here, we're going to lower slowly for 3, 2, 1. We're going to go into locust like we did at the beginning, where you take your arms by your side. If you have light enough weights and want to use them in your hands, you can. Otherwise, you can just go ahead and lift up. Reaching arms and fingertips back, keeping your chest lifted for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and lower it down here to the mat just for a second. You can take your feet up to the ceiling and do a little bit of crisscross or windshield wiper side to side. You're gonna go ahead and take it back to your hands and knees. From here, we're gonna go into dolphin. So you're gonna take it down to your elbows, hands straight out, or you can clasp them either way. And then you're gonna curl your toes under for dolphin. So it's just like downward facing dog, except we are on the elbows. See if you can pull forward into a plank and then press yourself back. Keep breathing. Pull yourself forward. Inhale. Exhale, press yourself back. Really working through the upper body here. Forward. Exhale. One more. Pull forward. Hold here. Seeing if you can hold that plank. You can also drop the knees if you need to. Staying strong. See if you can lift opposite leg one at a time. Keeping that same position for 8, 7, keep going. 6, 5, 4, keep going, breathing. 3, 2, and 1. Come all the way down to the mat and take a break. You can take your arms out if that feels better, just as long as you're not feeling any pinching through your low back. Take a couple deep breaths. We're going to come back up to tabletop. Taking 1 or 2 weights in your hand for a single arm row. So I'm going to go with my right arm first, just taking the elbow up to the ceiling, lowering it with control. Up to the ceiling. If you want to, you can add a left leg lift. So rowing, extend my left leg out and come down. So opposite arm, opposite leg. Exhaling as you lift the leg and lift the weights. Adding a little balance challenge if you add that back leg. 4 more. Here's 4. Nice and controlled. Here's 3. 2. And 1. Squeeze, hold, and release. Good. Taking wiggle side to side or any counter movements that you might need. And then go ahead and move those weights over to the left hand. So right hand supporting, hand right underneath the shoulder. Go ahead and grab the weights with the left hand. We'll start with just the upper body first. So rowing up, squeeze and pause, slowly lower back down. Up and squeeze. Slowly lower down. If you want to, you can add that right leg. So extending the leg and pulling the elbow to the ceiling, trying to avoid any arching through your back. Connecting with the exhale as you lift. You got it. Gaze is down at the mat. We have 4 more. Here's 4. Here's 3. You got it. 2. And 1. Go ahead and hold it, squeeze, and release. Good. You can place those weights out of the way. Take a little side to side movement, or you can take some big hip circles like this. So you're going to bring your hips forward and then making big circles, bringing hips forward and down and then back. Sorry, I'm a little sniffly. And then go ahead and take it the other way. Big hip circles. No right or wrong way to do it, just whatever feels good in your body. One more this way. And then you're going to walk your hands out, keep your hips high, and let your chest melt down to the ground for a shoulder stretch. If your head is close, you can rest your forehead or your chin, or you can use a block or a pillow, anything that you have handy. Breathe and keep into the shoulders and the upper back, trying not to strain through the neck. Take one more round of unrushed breath. And then you'll gently walk yourself back to hands and knees, and eventually taking it to swing your legs forward. Go and take your right leg forward, left leg up and over. You're going to twist over your left shoulder. So left leg over, twisting to the left, using that right arm as a gentle guide to encourage that twist. Breathing into the back. Then turning it back to the center, the leg that's underneath, the right leg, you're going to bend it. If you can, try and stack your knees on top of each other. Probably won't happen exactly on top of each other, but just as close as you can get. If you want more of a stretch, you can take your feet away from your hips. Go ahead and find both hip bones on the ground. So if that's just staying right here for today, that's okay if you feel that stretch. If not, you can go hands forward. Again, key is keeping both hips on the ground as best you can, and then inviting your upper body and shoulders to release as you come forward. Sometimes the hip stretches can be really intense. We hold a lot of tension there. So just being really gentle with yourself here. And then gently making your way up to a tall seat. We'll switch it out. So now we'll put our left leg straight out underneath, right leg up and over, using that left arm to twist you up and over to the right. And continuing to breathe. Then go ahead and bring it back to center, bending the bottom leg. Again, wiggling to kind of get yourself in that idea of the knees on top of each other, finding a nice tall position where both of your hips are on the ground. And then if you like to, you can take your hands forward and eventually letting your neck and head fall forward. Eventually making your way up, taking both legs out in front of you as you gently make your way down onto your back, bending your knees with your feet close to your hips. We're just going to do one bridge or wheel today. Wheel is where you place your hands on the ground and go up into kind of an upside down position. Otherwise, bridge, you're just going to press into your feet as you squeeze your glutes, actioning your shins to the front of the mat, so almost pushing the mat away from you to lift your hips higher, squeezing the legs towards the center for 3, for 2, and 1. One vertebrae at a time, all the way down to the mat. Go ahead and take your knees into your chest, give them a little rock side to side. And then as you're ready, you'll extend your legs out one at a time. Coming into our final rest position, letting your arms either come to your side or you can place them on your belly if that feels more comfortable. Back of the head is heavy against the mat, allowing your shoulders to release, muscles in your jaw and forehead to release, the muscles around your knees to release. And eventually coming into your final rest. Begin to wiggle your fingers and toes, just gently waking your body back up. Maybe letting the back of your head roll side to side against the mat. Eventually, you can make your way onto one side as we prepare to come back to a seated position. And eventually, slowly and gently making your way up to a seated position. We'll finish out with a couple of rounds of breath together. Anything you'd like to invite in, you can connect with your inhale. And then exhaling whatever you want to leave and let go from your body. So together, let's take a deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. One more time, full breath into the belly and chest. Exhale, let it go. Thank you for taking time for your mind and body today. Delight in me, honors and sees delight in you. Thank you, and I hope you have a great weekend. Ciao.
Thank you. Great stuff. Good stuff. Have a good week.
Have a good week too. Bye.
Bye.